Welcome to Tisha Talk. This is week 2 of our Developing Her series, where for this month we are really taking time to develop ourselves. Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about self-worth. I am recording this outside in the park because it is such a beautiful day today and I just ain't want to stay in the house and record this. And so as we are focusing on developing her, that is really about us focusing on our self-care, our self-love, our self-improvement. And this week specifically, we are covering self-worth. If you got a chance to check out my podcast, Tisha Talks Topics, this week on Tuesday, episode 94, we covered surviving domestic violence. And I was able to have a great conversation with Aisha Babylonia about her experience with domestic violence, as well as her experience with incarceration as a result of that domestic violence. And she does a great job of talking about how she learned to value different things about herself, and so understanding her self-worth. And so I felt like that was a great conversation to kind of kick off this week. And so now today we're going to talk a little bit more specifically about self-worth. I had a great conversation with Dr. Letitia Sampson about the difference between self-esteem and self-worth, right? And so self-esteem, I'm paraphrasing for her, is our outward experience of who we are and where we place value, right? So when I say outward, I mean like the skill set that we have, maybe our appearance, how we look, our achievements, the things we've accomplished, and sometimes we place value on that and we identify that value with ourselves, and so that's considered self-esteem. But when you get ready to look at self-worth is more inward. It's more about the value that we place on ourselves, understanding who we are and what we deserve as an individual, right? And so I'm about to take these shades off, y'all. Don't say nothing about these eyebrows. Y'all know this quarantine got us out here. But let's talk about self-worth. Let's talk about that value space, right? So when I think about self-worth, I think about something valuable, right? Something worthy, right? And like, let's use my ring as an example. So this is my ring. This ring is valuable to me, right? And so I take care of it. I handle it a certain way. I don't even take it off because it's that valuable for me, right? And so we are valuable just like this ring, right? And when we see ourselves and we handle ourselves with value, it inadvertently causes other people to value us as well, to handle us a certain way. And if you don't, then you won't connect with me, right? We won't have a certain synergy because there's a certain value and core self-image that I have of myself. And there are certain standards that I don't divert from because I understand just how valuable and how important I am, right? And so when we think about this, let us look at it as, let's look at it in terms of the word, right? It's so important because sometimes we may find ourselves where we feel like we're not worthy, right? We're not worthy. We're not valuable. Girl, if you knew how many mistakes I made, if you knew what kind of stuff I've done, not just to myself, but to other people, I don't really see how it computes to make me valuable or make me worthy, right? And so when you feel like that or you think like that, it's so important to go back to the word, right? Because what we talk about here is people being created for purpose. I believe that everyone was created with purpose. And if you were created with purpose, then there was some intentionality. That means that you are important. That means that not only were you created with purpose, you were created for a purpose. And so if you were created with purpose, you instantaneously become valuable. You become a person of value. And so everyone is valuable. It's just that some of us are not able to identify that or identify our worth. And so at the top of your list, when you begin to write down things that make you worthy, the very first thing was that I was created with purpose. Even when you can't see it, when other people can't see it, it's at the top of your list. He saw it, right? And oftentimes people are like, how was I created with purpose? My parents didn't mean to I had some kids I wasn't necessarily planning to have. It wasn't like planned out. Y'all, I'm at the park. But it doesn't matter, because even though I didn't have it in my mindset, God had it in his, right? And so that instantly creates value for you. And so I just want to encourage you today that you are worthy, that you are valuable, and that as you begin to see yourself, don't just see yourself from the aspect of your accolades, from the things you've achieved and the things you've accomplished or the things you can bring to the table, but also see yourself and your inner worth as being a valuable person, because you've been created with purpose and because you are loved by your creator, right? And so, guys, I hope that this has been helpful. If you have not, we got some kids playing in the park right when I'm trying to record this video. But if you have not gotten a chance to check out episode 94 of Tisha Talks Topics, please do so. It is available on all platforms that podcasts are available. It's a great conversation. Be sure to subscribe. And also for this month only, I'll be doing podcasts every Tuesday. Normally I do them every other Tuesday, but for this month, I'm doing them every Tuesday, and every Thursday will be a new video uploaded to YouTube similar to this one. Talking about the things that we are going through or we are working on as we are doing this Developing Her series. So guys, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast. Follow me on Instagram. Everything is Tisha Talks except for the podcast. The podcast is Tisha Talks Topics, but everything else is Tisha Talks. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure that you take some time this week to be super intentional about identifying ways that you are worthy, ways that you are valuable, ways that you are blessed, and stay encouraged. And I will talk to you later.